Hey guys, what's up? We have already learned about REST API and asynchronous operation. Today we are going to talk about a new Python web framework called FastAPI. Hi, this is Pulokesh. You are watching MTech Learner. There are already two well-known web frameworks in Python. One is called Django, another is called Flask. So Django is a mega web framework for building web application, and Flask is a micro web framework. All web frameworks needs to balance between functionality and giving the freedom for the developer. Django is powerful yet very open-ended. On the other hand, Flask is low level enough to provide a large degree of freedom, but a lot is left for the user to do. FastAPI is more on the Flask side of the spectrum, but it manages to strike a healthier balance. One of the biggest disadvantages of Python WYSIWYG web frameworks compared to the one in NodeJS or Go was inability to handle requests asynchronously. Since the introduction of ASYNC, there is no longer an issue, and FastAPI is taking full advantage of this. All you have to do is simply declare the endpoints with the ASYNC keyword. Wait, you are probably thinking that what is synchronous, sync, asynchronous, async process. Okay, don't worry, I have already created a video about these topics, so just refer the links, you will get it. Okay, so enough talking, let's create a basic app to demonstrate that how to work with FastAPI. In order to work with FastAPI, you have to install two Python modules. One is definitely FastAPI, another is UVIcon. I have already installed those, so I am not showing you here, but you can do the simply pip install. Okay, so pip install FastAPI and pip install UVIcon. Okay, so now let's create a application here. Okay, so I have already created a script called employee.py. Okay, so here first of all I'm going to import the module. Okay, so to do so I'll do like this: FastAPI import FastAPI class. Okay, and then I'm going to initiate my application. So let's say my application name is app equals to simple FastAPI class. Okay, good enough. So this is enough to demonstrate my application actually. So let's run it. So in order to run it, what you have to do, you have to first of all you have to go to the program directory. In this case, I'll go to my directory, and then I'll simply type the command which is UVIcon, then your script name. So in this case it will be employee, then colon, then the app name which you have been initiated here. So in this case it will be app, and then I'll provide an option called reload. So reload basically do the reloading stuff when I've been turned on the server, and then maybe I have been changing something over here, so it will automatically reload the application. Okay, so just hit the okay. I just wrote a wrong command. Okay, so now if I go to my Firefox, and so see, you can see my application is up, but it is saying details is not found. Definitely we have been done nothing over there, but still we can get the documentation part. So this is another USP of this FastAPI that you will have automatic documentation. Okay, so this is like cherry on the top basically. So FastAPI automatically generates the documentation according to the OpenAPI using the interactive Swagger UI basically. So this is a Swagger UI. So but okay, now let's do one thing. Let's change our application name. Okay, by default it is saying FastAPI. Okay, so in order to change our name, what we can do, we can actually provide something called title. Okay, something called title, and let's give it as employee. Okay, and then let's add some description. So it will be like this, and now the description will be, let's say, automatic documentation. Okay, and let's add some version information. So let's say it will be like 1.0.0. okay, so that's it. So that's the application. Now you can see it has been automatically reload my changes. Okay, see, you can see there, this is okay. Now let's go back to my web page and just reload it, and you can see here that employee or application name, and then this is the version information, and this is the documentation, description part. Okay, so now let's add a endpoint here. Okay, in order to add the endpoint, you have to use decorator, Python decorator. So here it will be like this app. It's similar to Flask actually. So all you have to do is get. In Flask you are used to do like get route, but in this case we will do simply get, and inside get we will provide the endpoint path basically. So let's say we are doing a get operation, so let's name it retrieve. Okay, so it's a retrieve. Now let's add the method name, let's say get record. Okay, and for the timing it will take no argument. Okay, and return it will give us a dictionary or a JSON, whatever you can say, and let's say it will be like name and then the value, let's say Polacus. Okay, so now if you save it and reload over here, you can see we have got the method which we have been added there. Okay, so not only that, you can also execute this method from here also. So you can just execute it and you will get the response over here. Okay, also you can try it out like this also, and you can see you are getting the JSON back. Okay, so now let's do something more. Okay, so in order to do something more, let's add something called let's add something called post operation. So we can basically perform the card operation from here, CRUD, create, retrieve, delete. So let's add something called create, and let's create a method called post data. Okay, and when we are saying that we are posting something, so will be needed some parameter. Okay, so let's say serial number, and we can do the hinting in Python. So we'll say that a serial number will be integer type, and then let's add some thing called emp name. So employee name, basically it will be string type, and let's add another variable called emp mail. So basically email ID, this will also be string, and let's another variable called emp name. Okay, emp number, sorry, so it will be integer. Okay, so these are 4 variables we are passing here. Now let's create a record, or create a dictionary rather, I would say. So dictionary will be this. Here let's simply add the name emp name. Here value will be simple emp name, and then add emp mail, and it will be like emp mail, and let's add another one, emp num. So basically it will be employee number. Okay, so our record has been created, but okay, before posting, let's create a in-memory database. So database, it is nothing but a empty dictionary. So now what I'm going to do, I will insert this record inside my in-memory database. So in order to do so, what I will do, I'll do like database of SL number, I mean serial number, equals to simple record, that record which have been created here. In return, I also like to return this record only, so that I can understand that which record I have been inserted. Okay, so and let's do one more thing here. Instead of returning this JSON, we will be returning the database itself. Okay, now let's save it and let's move back to the browser. Now let's go to the documentation part and let's reload it. So you can see now we have 2 methods here. Okay, now if you do the get, for the time being we will get empty JSON. Okay, but if you check the post method here, you can see there are 4 fields. Okay, so you can do also try out from here also. So I am just going to do like this. Serial number is 1, employee name is PKD, mail is xyz@gmail.com, and then employee number is something like this. Now if I execute this, you can see in my response I am getting this, and if you do execute the get here, you can see we'll have the full JSON in response. Now the thing you can notice here, that all the parameters you have been sent, they are getting displayed in the URL. Okay, but let's say you are doing a login validation where you are sending username and password, so you definitely don't want to show them inside the URL. Okay, so in that case you would like to send them by some JSON. Okay, and you would like to post a JSON there, and those data cannot be displayed over the URL. Okay, so to do so, basically you can use the schema. Actually what I'm trying to say, so to use schema, FastAPI you can use the Pydantic module. That is also another awesome Python module and used for data validation. Actually the responsibility to validate the input is delegated to FastAPI. If the request is not right, for instance, email field contains an integer. So an appropriate error code will be returned instead of the app breaking down with a dread internal server error. Okay, and practically it's a free. Okay, so let's create some model here. Okay, and schema. So in order to do so, first you have to import Pydantic. So basically from Pydantic I am going to import the base model. Okay, so now I can create a model over here. So model is nothing but a class which will have some parameters. Okay, so let's say my model name is amp. Okay, so it is going to extend the base model. Okay, so and this class will have some parameter or some properties. In this case I am having amp name, which type will be string. Okay, and then I'll have another parameter called amp male, which will also be like string, and another parameter called amp number, which will be int. Okay, so this is my basic model. Okay, so now let's create another post method where I am going to use this model I have been created over there. Okay, so let's just change the endpoint here. Instead of create, let's call it insert. Okay, insert, and instead of post data, let's name it insert data. Okay, okay, and instead of passing all this parameter, I would like to pass my model object. So basically, let's say amp, which type will be amp. That model I have been just created there, and it will be like simple amp dot amp name, amp dot amp male, and amp dot amp number. Okay, simple, and same way I am just adding this record to my in-memory DB. You can now save it. Now again, if you execute the get over here, and let's refresh it. If you execute get over here, so initially it will be blank because we are using in-memory DB, so therefore the response will be blank. Okay, so now I have to add something. So this time I am going to use a request body. So you can see also example schema, and where it is saying that what kind of parameter it is expecting. Okay, so just let's try it out here, and let's put one and give some name here. Let's say RAM, and then let's say swast.com, and let's say employee number is 123. Okay, so this is my request body. Okay, now I'm just going to simply execute that, and you can see that okay, I'm getting some error over here. Probably I have missed something. Okay, what I have been missing here? It is saying that value error JSON decode. Okay, I get it, because I just now if you execute it again, you can see it is getting inserted over here. Okay, and now if you execute it, get operation, and you will have the responsive. So that's it. I mean, you can easily build a REST API with this. Okay, so this is practically very fast, and as you can see, you are having a automatic documentation, and you can also implement a asynchronous operation. In this video I haven't do that, but in next video I'll implement a basic REST API with card operation with the actual database. Instead of using in-memory database, there we will gonna use something like Postgres or MySQL, and there we also see the asynchronous implementation. Also, there is another documentation page inbuilt to this API. This is called redoc. Here also you can see all the details, but only difference is that here you can see all those things, but you cannot execute actually. Okay, so this is it. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, watch and learn. Bye bye.